It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Next Reel's Saturday Matinee, our weekly show where the Next Reel team gets together to talk about news, reviews, new trailers, our weekly list challenges, and more. I'm Mandy Kaplan, and I am joined today by the stars of Marvel Movie Minute, Rob Cabasco. Hi, Rob.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I don't think I've ever been referred to as a star.
And an equally bright and shiny star, Kyle Olsen. Yay!
That's right. Equally.
I mean, okay, chill. It's cool. I mean, it's cool. But yeah, all right. Yeah, well, that's cool. That was very kind of you.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't know, Marvel Movie Minute is a weekly podcast, daily podcast that's put out each week. If you would like to learn more about Iron Man 2, you'd like to be entertained, you would like your ears to tingle with the magnificence of the early stages of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, tune in now of your podcatcher of choice. What's that called again, Kyle? It's the Marvel Movie Minute. That's right.
And if you only have an hour that you would like to do that with, maybe on Sunday mornings, head over to our YouTube channel and check out Marvel Movie Minute Live, where we do a live recap about all the Marvel news going on and talk about the show and have some fun.
This has been spontaneous plugs.
That is right. This is why they hire us, because we're pros.
I have other podcasts, but I'm not bringing up Mandemic Mondays, which drops every Monday, which involves laughter and debate between myself and my best friend Mandy, and we have nothing in common but our names. I wouldn't do that because this is Saturday Matinee, guys.
That's right.
Oh, thank you for reeling us in.
Can I get that sound effect? Whoop cha.
Yeah.
Whoop cha. Oh God, I sound like an old lady. Here we are. What are you guys into these days?
Actually, I recently watched In the Heights when that came out. I listened to your episode. I thought you did a very good job of representing the musicals fans on that. So
Thank you.
nice
I felt
work.
pressured by you, but I hope I did you
should
proud.
have.
Good.
I was a little annoyed that no one on the panel had actually ever seen the musical
or even heard of it. Like,
yeah,
even in my life, a lot of people are like, I didn't know this. He did this before Hamilton.
Yeah. I'd seen it live and everything too, and so I kept going. Andy kept bringing up these points. I'm like, the musical would. I have the answer for that problem because they changed something from the original plot of
right. Meanwhile, apparently, I hang out with a lot of Edie McClurg. I didn't know it was on the Broadway. Yeah.
There's ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
But I basically agreed with the group's assessment too. Yes. I was sort of like, okay. Like, there's a couple points that hit me pretty hard, and I was surprised because there are moments in the musical that make me cry, and they didn't in the movie. But there are moments that don't in the musical, and they did in the movie. So I was like, oh, this is a different experience. So I had the same problem as a lot of times going in, knowing, like, you've read the novel, and now you're seeing the adaptation, is that I kept going, why'd they change that?
Right.
Why is that different? So I couldn't fully immerse myself in it because I kept being aware of how things had changed and like, oh, they just eliminated that character. Well, that's going to mean 2 songs are gone.
Right.
Why? But okay. So yeah, so I'm hoping to watch it with my family to see what their assessment is because they have no expectations going in.
Sure. Mine gave up. Rob, what have you been watching? Yeah,
I watched In the Heights when it first came out on HBO Max. We did watch over Father's Day weekend. We watched Luca, the new Pixar film.
Yeah.
How's that?
Which enjoyed it. My only issue was that I wish there is a point. This is not giving anything away, but if you see the trailers, the characters get to a village. The movie is amazing once they get to said village.
Yeah.
The first 20, 25 minutes of the film of trying to get to the village, I wish they would have montaged or something. I don't know. Like, that's all. The rest of the movie is fantastic. It's very timely. It has a wonderful message, as almost every Pixar movie does. Mm-hmm. Good dinosaur looking at you. And so this is good. It's just, I think for people when they start watching it, if you can make it past the first 20 minutes, you're in for a very sweet, beautiful ride.
Yeah. It's not the first 20 minutes are bad. It's that they're typical.
Correct.
Like, as you're watching it, you're sort of like, oh, I've seen this in a bunch of other animated movies before. Like, what is the difference? And the difference is the village. Once they get there, it takes off in a whole different direction. I would think this is probably the least Pixar movie they've made in a long, long time, where if you didn't know that it was Pixar, you wouldn't immediately peg it. Like there's no, as far as I can tell, there's no Pizza Planet truck. There's no references to other movie. I mean, like it's pretty much a
who's John
standalone
Ratzenberger
thing.
in it?
Oh yeah,
He's not in it.
Wait, I thought he was.
Really? I
He's in
checked
the
the credits.
but
I
I
didn't
don't
see
know
him.
what he does. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's sort of like maybe the Pixar has gotten to the point where they're just like ready to move on from the Pixar universe theory and just like, you know what? How about everyone's just a good movie? We don't have to actually put in a reference to the I'm trying to remember what the name of the unicycle was. Red?
Oh, right.
Is that too deep for people?
Yeah, that is. Wow, that's a deep,
I don't know that
Pixar
reference.
cut.
Yeah.
The unicycle.
Yeah, they did a series of animated shorts before they ever got to make a movie, and a bunch, they have those characters like Tin Toy and things, and those characters have shown up in a bunch of other Pixar movies too because they remember their history. But maybe it's time to look to the future, Pixar.
Gotcha.
What about you?
Well, it's going to get personal if we can for a minute.
Oh, let's get deep. Let's get real.
My son introduced us to an amazing magician named Justin Willman, and he does a show on Netflix called Magic for Humans.
Yes.
Now, we're late to the party. I know he's already a massive star, but he has warmed our hearts and made the pandemic so much more tolerable. And he's so fantastic. And my son graduated from 5th grade last week, and we got a cameo from Justin Willman. And it was
wow.
He was extraordinary and really personal and kind and supportive of Casey, and did a Rubik's Cube trick, and like just for Casey. It was very, very cool. And we've been watching a ton of Magic for Humans, and then he has a show this Saturday matinee, allegedly.
Right, of course.
No.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm all about Justin Willman, and I'm deeply in love with him. And if anybody out there in the universe knows him, my husband and I are both deeply in love with him, and we would like to invite him into our family in very
so
intimate
welcoming
ways.
Of you.
Yeah.
No magic required.
Let's see what he can make disappear. Hey-o.
Hey.
Wow.
So, but I imagine there's one episode you don't show your son.
I can't remember.
There's one about sex.
I don't know that we've seen that one. There have been a couple that we've been like, oh, let's pick a different episode. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's very sneaky that way because he's so charming and family friendly. And then like, whoa, there's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt is rated PG,
too.
so I'm not going to say some of the stuff we've seen. But
Yeah, I have not seen season 2 of Magic for Humans, but yeah, when season 1 came out, that exact thing happened to us too.
Yeah.
We were just like, this guy's amazing and he's so charismatic, and then so we went down a YouTube hole of finding all the appearances he'd done.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a big fan of Magic when it's done expertly it is, and when it's done terribly.
sure.
I so love bad Magic when you can tell they just bought this trick and are so proud of doing it, and they're doing it terribly.
Then I have a show to do for you later. I cannot do magic. So, wanted to chat about a couple of things. Who posted this article about the movie Old?
That was me, only because, so M. Night
Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan's new movie that's supposed to open July 23rd, right?
Yes.
It's called Old.
Like a month.
It's a month.
Yes, I was on an
And there-
episode where we did the trailer, so I'm familiar.
Right. And there was an article where he's still figuring out the ending, and I was just listen. The only thing I was just amused. I was like, oh,
Of all people to not know the ending of their
Well,
movie,
that
is what makes it.
that was the
mwah,
ringer. Was
chef's
like,
kiss.
Right.
well, hold on a second, dude. Like, don't you start with the end?
Yeah.
One
What do you mean?
month before the
Yes.
release date.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Now,
Well, I don't know.
I'm an old-fashioned gal. Don't they have to put the movie in the big cans and drive it across country to all the theaters?
Well,
Like, how is there going to be time to finish this movie?
Yeah, well, this is the downside of digital distribution, is because
Right.
most movie theaters are now digital as well, and so. Like when I worked at the movie theater, this was just happening, and so it's called ingesting, which is super fun. So they usually only get the movie like the day before. You
Oh,
have to have
really?
your stuff open and get it. So really, he could be like tinkering
Mm-hmm.
up until, I mean, there's color timing and there's all these things that have to be done. So he can't be up to the night before. There is a drop dead delivery date that has to be made in order to hit that thing. But he could be doing it for the next couple weeks, still trying to figured out.
God love him. It's like a choose your own adventure. Will he take suggestions?
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
Right?
Have a contest. How about a Twitter poll?
I'd like Bruce Willis to appear. And
oh, let's tie it back into the Unbreakable universe.
That would be amazing. Wouldn't that be funny if it was like it was another movie that you
was
went,
another villain, or like then suddenly the aliens from Signs are there, but wait, it's on a beach. They're water vulnerable.
Or at least an appearance from Wilson the volleyball, right?
Oh, because a Castaway on a beach
On the island. Aren't they on? It looks the same as Castaway, this movie.
I got that.
Okay,
Thank you,
all right.
Rob.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know I'm with you.
We can
I'm
edit
with
that
you.
out.
Yeah, totally.
Or add crickets.
I honestly, Kyle, I literally thought you were going to say, as the twist is, it's the greatest villain, time. Like that's all. Like just okay.
Time is a maniac scattering
Thanks,
dust.
everybody. Like, anyway, that's all. Just amusing. But we'll certainly want to see that movie now.
I know. I'm excited to.
Well, because you got now. Oh no.
Because it really makes me want to go to the movie when the filmmaker doesn't know how it ends.
Because now I got to see.
No, I have
gotta
to
see what happened. No, I got to see what happened.
I've already seen an M. Night Shyamalan train wreck. It was called The Happening.
You mean it was
I don't need to go through that again.
Maybe it's the plants on the
Maybe
beach.
it is the plants. The twist is the
Maybe
plants are making people
that
old.
was what he started with, and maybe this is the cover screen for like, dude, no, you can't do that.
We have to run from the wind, guys.
What is the expression like necessity is the mother of invention? Am
Sure.
I making that up? Something along those lines.
And
like,
movies are never finished, only abandoned.
Didn't we all in high school finish a paper at 5 a.m. that we turned in at 7:30 a.m.? And
absolutely.
didn't we all argue with our parents like, that's when I work my best, Mom?
No, it's like, then I'm concentrating.
Yeah.
I'm working on a whole other level, man.
Yeah, so that's what he's doing here. This is his term paper.
I mean, we're all still doing that, right? No.
I've learned not to procrastinate.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to learn it because I was a major procrastinator too, and it was definitely a skill that had to be learned.
See, we're getting personal in
Right?
this, that, Matt. I like this.
Now I'm all about the deadlines.
Who's got a horrible tragedy in their past they want to share? Anybody?
Ooh, well, let's see. It was late one night and I was driving.
Okay.
And that hitchhiker was never seen again.
But
The villain was
sometimes I
time.
still see him. Is he behind me now?
The other thing I wanted to talk about that I saw a headline that they are going to do a television series of Interview with the Vampire, guys. Are you fans?
Yeah, it seems like everything from the 90s is coming back, isn't it?
It really is. It's the
Man, I don't know. I was right there when these came out, like the Anne Rice, the Vampire trilogy, like their witches, all that stuff. I read
Yeah.
all of those things, but like they've gone to this franchise so many times, and have they ever come out with a good movie? I mean, Interview with a Vampire, I guess, was okay.
Oh, I liked
but like, have you watched it lately?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
some
it didn't
things
age
were
well?
of
Wait,
their
really?
time.
Oh.
Well, this is for
I-
AMC, and AMC has a good track record. No? Walking Dead and Mad Men. Am I crazy?
Well, if those are your two examples, then yeah. Walking Dead started out fine.
Okay. I'll take
Okay,
your word
weird.
for it. What a shock. I've never seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say you don't need to.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully they have someone who's going to do a adaptation, like a really modern, good, strong take on it. And they have all of this material they can start figuring out like what they're going to do, as opposed to just like they did with Queen of the Damned, where they're just like, it's the third one.
Right.
Let's just jump in.
Well, good news, bad news. It's Roland Jones, and he just did Perry Mason on HBO, and I was not a fan of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was kind of, but that was much more deeply disturbing, which kind of fits in with the Anne Rice thing.
Yeah.
Did they say what the plan? I when I scanned the article, it was because there's more work. There's more books that she wrote. So is that this is not trying to reboot anything? This is just the more of the stories.
Oh, no, I think it's a redo of Interview with the Vampire.
Right. It's
Into a
that.
series.
It's the Vampire Lestat, story.
Oh, okay.
Now, do you guys have any casting ideas? This is my favorite thing to do, is
for
to help
television.
Hollywood out. I was thinking,
Well, I guess he has to be a white dude, huh?
doesn't have to be.
Well, I mean, no, I think like historically, isn't he from like the 1600s France?
Sure, but we live in a day and age where people are Lin-Manuel Miranda plays Hamilton, and it's all good, right? So, outside the box, Kyle.
Yeah.
Outside the box.
Okay. Well, then I think I'd say that my first instinct for that is the guy from Bridgerton. I can't remember what his name is.
I can't remember his name either.
That super handsome dude who was the host of Saturday Night Live. Like that guy.
Yes.
Like, man, like who wouldn't succumb to that dude's feminine, vampire wiles?
Yes. Do you think Justin Willman is available? No, that's just a personal choice. That's
okay. Sure.
I was thinking like a Penn Badgley. Did you watch that series You from that creepy book? He's from Gossip Girl, and he's extraordinarily handsome, but he does intense and creepy and charming very, very well.
So are we just Lestat, or are we going to talk? I mean, I don't remember. There's the interviewer, and then what the friend was.
That was just Christian Slater, right? Louis. Yeah. Yes, Louis is
and
Brad Pitt.
Then the girl. I can't remember.
Kirsten Dunst was the girl.
Kirsten Dunst's character. I can't remember. This is.
I don't know her name.
So you can see clearly I've done my research on this.
Me too.
As I'm trying to pull up from that one movie I watched.
Rob, who would you like to see play the vampire Lestat?
I didn't think about it at all.
So Rob is saying Tom Cruise again.
You know what? You son of a... I almost said that. I said, what's Tom Cruise doing? He hasn't aged.
And he's creepier now than he was back then.
It would totally work.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's funny. I actually was in the back of my head.
Well, I'd be curious. I always liked the first books and I did like the movie when it came out, and we don't have much of this period horror drama on TV right now, so I'm down for it. I'll let you know how it is.
I'm hoping that they can pull it off. It just seems like they've got quite the uphill battle, I think. So I'm hoping they have a hot take.
We are always hoping for a hot take.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, would you like to discuss some trailers?
Trailer time.
Ooh. Yeah. And who whipped in there first? Got the prime parking spot.
Just take a guess. It's me. It's always me.
It wasn't me.
I not only am very excited about this movie that I picked, but people started sending me the trailer because they know I'm excited about this movie. It was based on a podcast that I very much enjoyed, of the same name as the movie. It is called The Shrink Next Door.
Tell me about yourself. Everything is fine. How's the situation with your sister? Fine. And how's the work? It's fine. You know what word I'm getting a little tired of hearing from you, Marty? The F word.
I don't need you to worry for me, 'cause I'm all right.
Everything is not fine. You're a nice guy. I'm not gonna let anyone use you. Therapy works. It's empowering. It's liberating. I feel like I'm on drugs. I mean, I've never taken them before, but I assume this is what drugs feel like.
I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life.
Doctor's a little unconventional. I don't trust him.
Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone.
Marty, I have your best interest at heart. But without trust, we have nothing. I do trust you. I trust you completely. I do believe you have just had what we head shrinkers call a breakthrough. Oh, Jesus. And we're out of time. Oh.
Leave me alone.
Now, this movie is starring two of my all-time favorites. All-time. Will Ferrell. He is potentially my all-time favorite. And Paul Rudd. And Paul Rudd is so perfectly cast as a manipulative, advantage-taking shrink in New York in the 1980s. And he twists up Will Ferrell's life and takes it over. And it's really... he leaves that guy as a hapless mess. Did either one of you listen to the podcast or have any thoughts about the trailer?
Oh, well, I'm curious, before we get into us, let's still talk about you.
Yeah.
What is it that drew you in? Like, what is it that people were like, you have to do this? Was it the cast? Is it the podcast thing? Is it the dark story? Like, what is it that
I had listened to the podcast right when it came out. I love true crime podcasts, and but I also don't like anything gory or violent. So this was like a non-violent mind F podcast that I loved. Like, how did this guy end up giving over his life to his shrink? Like, that's awful and shocking. And so I loved the podcast, and then heard about the casting a while back, and people were like, did you hear? It's Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell. It's Ron Burgundy reunited. This is everything I could ever dream of. Yeah, I'm just a huge fan of everything about this. And not a comedy, but I know that there will be some comedic tones, and I just like watching them outside their comfort zones. Paul Rudd looks great in the trailer doing a New York accent, which is so not him. And
two things really, I had not heard about this, and I'm not familiar with the podcast, but okay, totally interested. And anything that can show up on Apple TV Plus and give it more cred. Okay, cool. For All Mankind.
Ted Lasso can't carry everything.
Ted Lasso for All Mankind can't be everything.
Yeah.
No matter how many morning shows you do. But okay, so here's what got me. Catherine Hahn and Casey Wilson.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. As supporting players in that. And I hope that the spectacular edit of Billy Joel's My Life leads to a rediscovery of one Mr. Billy Joel.
Oh,
because the use of that song in the trailer is spectacular. Bring it.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes.
I was excited.
Yes, I loved it too.
I was a little confused because it seemed like it was a comedy. I was like, oh, this is one of those life-affirming comedy things. And then, like, the trailer goes on, you're like, oh, things aren't going very well.
This is dark.
And then I had to, when I started doing research into it, I was like, oh, this is a dark comedy. So it's not going to have a happy ending at the end. I'm like, oh.
Now, in the podcast, it's narrated by this author who got his house on Long Island, and the next door neighbor came over and was like, knock, knock, knock. I'm the groundskeeper next door, and the owner's having a party if you'd like to come meet everybody. And the writer whose door was knocked upon started to put two and two together, and he's like, that's not a groundskeeper. He's the owner of the house, but the shrink has taken it over and reduced him to living in the guest house as the groundskeeper. And this is all real, but I didn't see the character of the journalist in the movie. Is it a movie or a series? Did we?
Oh, it's a series.
Series?
Oh, no, it's a limited run series.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
More Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell in my life.
Yeah, I don't think they could tell that story.
Right. So I'm just curious if the
hours.
journalist factors in, because it's really him who he puts the pieces together, and it's a crazy story. Worth telling.
Okay.
Yeah. Rob, you're up next.
Okay, so this is brand new this week. The movie is not. It is. We've talked about this movie before on the show. It is the very looked forward to now at this point sequel / reboot / reimagining of the DCEU Suicide Squad. Yes, it is the Suicide Squad.
Robert Dubois. He's in prison for putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
I'm not joining your Suicide Squad.
We'll see.
My court date is coming up, and Miss Waller said maybe you could help me out.
You're flexing in my door!
Everyone stand down.
Miss Waller, I don't...
Stand down!
I wouldn't take such extreme measures if this mission went more important than you could possibly imagine. Are you in or out? Good. Let's meet your team.
It's okay, I'm not okay.
Each member is chosen for his or her own completely unique set of abilities.
I need to feel the raindrops on my head.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Had to go number 2.
Good to know. Is this thing a dog?
A dog? What kind of dog do you think it is, mate?
I'm gonna go with Afghan Hound.
Oh my God, is it a werewolf?
Yo, next time you next to a werewolf! Yo, let me out!
Hey, he's not a werewolf, okay? He's a weasel. He's harmless. I mean, he's not harmless. He's killed 27 children, but, you know.
Your mission is to destroy every trace of something known only as Project Starfish. Any questions?
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
No.
No. All right.
Let's get it. This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
I'm a superhero!
Where's my dad?
I want to get you out of real life.
I'm going to get you out of here alone.
Ratatouille, what do you got?
Bird.
Now it. Stay off the comm.
And if you're saying to yourself, what more is there to say about this? Okay, here's the three things. Number one, this is now officially the movie I'm looking forward to the most this summer.
Wow.
Definitely. Like, we're not going to talk about Black Widow and some of the early reviews. We're just going to put those off to the side. I'm all in on this movie. August 6th, simultaneous movie theaters, HBO Max. That's number one. Number two, the characters look amazing. This looks fantastic. All this is great. But number three, the reason why I bring this up, check out the new trailer. You will laugh if you find this funny. If you don't, you'll hate me, but par for the course. But here's the big story. When you watch this trailer, tell me when this has ever happened before. There is title cards that are promoting it. And in it says, from the horribly beautiful mind of James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. Which, wait a minute.
Wait, that's from across the aisle. You can't do that.
What is that? Like, I mean, that is literally the equivalent of like the trailers for The Force Awakens. And like if they had started off with,
oh right,
like,
from the visionary director of Star Trek.
Star Trek. What are you doing? I mean, okay, you don't have to ask for permission, right? How does that happen?
Yeah,
like that's unheard of. Now I'm all in. I was already in. I'm in more. I'm in over my head. Not the first time, but you know what I mean. That's
so
all.
if memory serves, Mandy, when you first saw this trailer, you said, I think I'm going to go see that movie. Has that changed?
I would still see this movie.
Yeah.
It looks twisted and funny and too violent for me, but I could take it with enough humor and charm.
It's going to have a rockin' soundtrack.
Yes.
James Gunn is like Quentin Tarantino in that he has a really good musical taste.
Did you get that? I got a very big Tarantino vibe from this trailer.
Yeah.
Even more so than the previous trailers. This one, it really makes you like, okay, you get what the attitude. This movie has attitude that I don't think we've seen yet. We haven't seen any of the superhero genre movies exude this much. I don't want to know what I want to call it, but it's the right kind of mojo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I got a Tarantino vibe from Kyle's trailer, which I know we're not on yet, but that was my first thought from that.
Perfect segue.
Well,
yes, you are correct.
But Kyle, how do you feel about I don't want to mess it up. Rob is so quickly.
Definitive article.
Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad. Yeah, I mean, what better birthday present could I ask for? This movie drops on my birthday, and it's like James Gunn who made it just for me. Yeah, I'm super excited about this. It's taking James Gunn's sort of trauma past, because he has a history with the trauma, horror, low budget kind of stuff, and what he learned on Guardians of the Galaxy, and fusing them together. It's going to be like the perfect James Gunn movie. I mean, and the fact that it seems that DC just let him do what he wanted to do. They're like, no, take our third tier characters and go crazy. I'm super excited. And I hope this opens up the doors of what they see that superhero movies can be. And that DC will allow the people who make the movies to actually have much more say in them, as opposed to sort of the corporate overlord mentality of making sure that action figures get put onto shelves at appropriate times.
Gotcha. So Shazam 2, fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that shit, Shazam actually, like, I'd say Aquaman, Shazam, Suicide Squad, they're trending the right way. Like they are letting these people do these stories the way they want to do. I mean, Aquaman's just bonkers. The fact that like that movie exists in sort of the grim and gritty Snyderverse sort of adjacent thing. I mean, there's a crab army in that movie. It's nuts. So I like that they're getting a little bit crazy over at Warner Brothers.
One of the fraternities at my college had a crab army. No?
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to keep it lively.
Wow, I didn't. Okay. That was. Did they get treatment for that? I mean, did they,
I'm assuming so.
okay. All right.
Kyle, good sir, what trailer did you bring to the table?
Well, I was originally going to talk about Snake Eyes, because there's a new Snake Eyes trailer that came out. I thought I could inflict this on Mandy, because this is a movie she was never going to see. But then another trailer dropped just right before we sort of went to air, and it blew my mind. This is what's fun about Netflix, is they have all this money, and they go to all these filmmakers to do stuff, and then these movies just sort of disappear. Like, they get announced and then just disappear. And then suddenly a trailer drops for this incredible movie, and you had no idea it even existed. And that's what happened to me today. So the movie is called The Harder They Fall.
Here I come.
What the hell are you doing? There ain't nowhere to board a train, you damn stupid nigga.
You know, he might could have said nincompoop.
We ain't no nincompoop.
Here I come. Here I come.
Open it.
We're gonna play for you our first tune. It's called Let's Start What We Have Come Into the Room to Do. Right, here goes. 1, 2, 3.
You do know how to make a grand entrance.
I know who you are. The angel who hunts down those who trespass against him with no mercy.
You miss me? Admit it. I'm lightning with the blam blams.
That's a brand new Western movie with an unbelievable cast. Like, first of all, on screen, the first thing you see is the eyes of Regina King. And I'm like, okay, I'm leaning forward. Tell me more. But then as they go along, they just introduce more and more fantastic actors. And the trailer starts out with them robbing a train, you think. As they're going through the train, they open up, and it turns out, no, it's not a robbery. It's a rescue. And who are they rescuing? Yeah, it's Idris Elba. So already like, okay. Like, all right, I'm already going to mark down the date, and then it keeps on going. You have Jonathan Majors, who's going to be a major part of the MCU here coming up. Zazie Beetz from Deadpool 2. Delroy Lindo. I say it, every face that comes on screen, I'm like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, I know that girl. Like, it was so exciting. So it's going to be this.
Not the lead, but my favorite, Lakeith Stanfield.
Yes, Lakeith Stanfield, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, you just see him and go,
Say
oh
no
man.
more.
Like, exactly. It's like it just keeps elevating and elevating, and suddenly this has become like as exciting as like the Magnificent Seven remake. It was just like face after face after face. I'm like, okay, like I don't even know what your story is, but like I am on board. What'd you guys think?
Oh, exactly. You get, as we said, you get the Tarantino vibe. You get sort of the Magnificent Seven, and obviously, if you don't already know, I mean, this is an entire African-American cast. Yeah. So you've got the visual juxtaposition of a Western with a we're going to use that word again, badassery conglomerate of African-American actors and actresses. It's like, whoa, this is something I've never seen before. No one's tried this, right?
Yeah.
So it looks great. It's a hyper edit on the cut of this trailer.
From what I gathered, I think the guy's a first time director who's done a bunch of music videos, and so you can kind of get that vibe
looks
of
like a
like,
music
it's going to have a real pop sort of thing.
There we go. So attitude. It has a defined attitude. It looks great. You know what? It's going to get okay. So Netflix hasn't really said yet, but a release date either, right?
Nope, just this year.
Fall.
That's all we know.
Okay, fall. Yeah, the
fall. Yeah, fall. I'm thinking this is like an October to me.
Looks great. It's going to be fun.
First of all, both of your movies start with breaking Idris Elba out of jail.
Right?
That's true.
That's a strange
That's
connection.
so true.
I did a bit of a double take when I was like, wait, these are different movies.
So, is there a movie out there where it's about putting Idris Elba into jail?
That's funny you mentioned. That's funny you note that. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't think of that, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah. This movie looks inventive and fresh and incredible, and I can't see it. It's just too violent. But
really? Even Western violence?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, was it the headshot right at the very beginning?
It was tough. The trailer was tough. But
okay. But I have to warn you. I think Suicide Squad might be too much for you.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. But but as I said about when casting a black actor as the vampire Lestat, like I love an Old West story with all of these incredible African American actors. I think that's exciting. I love it, and I love each one of them. Each face that appeared, I was like, ooh. So, I can't wait to hear all about it. But I don't think I can handle it.
Okay.
All right, we'll come back. We'll give you.
I'm sure
some notes.
It seems like a good film board movie. So
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it'll get talked about and raved about. I can't be one of the ones to do it. Oh, I know. I'm such a delicate flower.
Yeah, clearly.
But so I won't be watching The Harder They Fall, but you know what I will be doing?
What's that?
Games.
Ooh.
That's my theme song. So
drop the beat.
Yeah. So the Zazzy beats? No.
Ooh.
So okay. Whoa. I have developed a game that is like a lightning round. You're familiar with the concept of a lightning round, are you not?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, both of you. So much in the vein of the last round of Family Feud, I'm going to ask each of you a series of questions. I'm going to time it. There's no time limit because if you get all the questions right, if both of you get all the questions right, then whoever did it quicker will be the grand winner.
Okay.
I am hosting with the two stars of Marvel Movie Minute. And you
I feel like we're about to be set up for something.
Oh, God.
You call the stars again.
We're done.
Experts about Marvel movies. Are you not?
Okay,
So I looked up a bunch of Marvel movie trivia questions. Now, I don't know the answer to any of them. I'm assuming you will know the answer to all of them, and you'll roll your eyes and think, what's with Kaplan? She doesn't understand how easy these questions are. So I've peppered in some questions that involve my area of movie expertise. Would anybody like to guess?
Is it romantic comedies?
It is romantic comedy starring Sandra Bullock.
Oh, okay.
So that might be an equalizer. I can't just have you both be like, boom, I got 10 questions about Marvel correct.
Okay.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions here. Half of them are about Marvel. Half of them are about Sandra Bullock romantic comedies.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Is there a name for this game?
Yeah, we're idiots.
Okay, yeah. I'm just curious if you had the Sandy Marvel quiz or something.
I love this, by the way. I'm genuinely a little bit scared, which is a great thing because that makes great entertainment.
Make mine Sandy. That's it. Yeah. Got it. Nailed it.
When
Trademark.
I'm not the host of SatMat, I play the games. I have such a good time. Win or lose, I don't care. I just love to play these games.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I host SatMat, everybody gets scared by my games. Am I
Why?
too much
Your
of a
games are really
taskmaster?
fun. I've never played. I've never been on this side of it, but I've listened to all the SatMats. Your musical one was a work of genius. The
your
amount
stuff
of
is great.
time you put in.
This is
I was
me.
impressed.
I'm fearful of being made fun of
Okay.
because my idiocy will be uncovered.
Also, Rob and I are
then everyone
super
will
not
know.
competitive about anything. We don't really. Oh, well, there you go. Rob is super competitive. I don't care.
Okay.
I honestly have
No egos.
I have
No
no
egos.
ego at all. So I don't win or lose.
crush you, Kyle.
Honestly crush
gonna
me,
be
crush me, daddy. I honestly do not care.
Gentlemen, this took a turn. So I'm going to say
there's a palpable sexual tension in this Zoom room, people.
there is. Yes.
Who's going first?
I'm going to say Rob goes first because he got his trailer in second. So Kyle, if you could kindly remove your headphones.
Absolutely.
And do no lip reading.
No lip reading.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine.
I'm
signing off.
Here we go.
Okay.
I'm going to
Try to do some lip.
Oh, nice. All right,
I am not
going
playing Candy Crush. I'm setting a timer.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going
Is Candy
silent
Crush still
now.
a thing?
All right.
Okay, what should we say about Kyle to see if he can hear us?
You'll have to hand signal me when it's time for me to come back in.
Okay, I don't think he
we
can.
will. Yeah, thumbs
Okay.
up. Yeah. Bearded
Are
fool.
you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Oh boy.
They're right here.
Now what? Can I pass? Or can let's say I just want to get stuck and I don't want to come back to it. But no, I guess it doesn't matter because the time is anything.
Right. I mean, then your time will just go longer. So I don't recommend passing. I recommend taking a stab at it.
All right.
Okay. Deep breath.
Top 10 answers on the board. All right.
Here we go. I'm pressing start. What does SHIELD stand for?
Oh my God. I should know this. I'm not going to be able to remember that right now. Done. No, that's a goose egg.
Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division.
I was just going to mess it up.
Why is Sandra Bullock's character Margaret Tate in the movie The Proposal put into the situation of marrying Andrew Paxton, played by Ryan Reynolds?
Because she is a Canadian. And so that she can keep her job.
Excellent.
Yeah, I know that.
Wanda,
I got that.
Wanda and her brother Pietro are from where?
Not Romania. Oh my God, I knew this. This is what I got nervous at. I was going to flub all the Marvel answers. From Slovenia. Or not. Sokovia.
Yes. What state was Bullock's character representing in the movie Miss Congeniality?
Oh.
1 out of 50 chance here.
Oh, I want to say Virginia, but that's not right. I don't know. It's like, I think it's one of the Northeast states, but I'm
Guess
Massachusetts.
One. Nope. New Jersey.
No, New Jersey.
Pepper Potts is allergic to what?
Strawberries.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What type of work does Sandra Bullock's character Angela Bennett do in the 1995 movie The Net?
Wait, she's like a sysadmin. Doesn't she work in technology, IT something?
Software engineer. I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thor's Mjolnir is made from the metal of a dying
star.
Yes. Who is the male romantic lead of 2 Weeks Notice?
Oh, jeez. It's not Ryan Reynolds. It's not. No. I don't know.
Hugh Grant. What's the name of the amulet Doctor Strange wears around his neck?
Oh, the Eye of Armageddon. The Eye of I can't. Armageddon.
The Eye of Agamotto.
Agamotto. I always flip stuff like that.
Who is the firstborn child?
I get a half point
of
for that.
Odin.
The firstborn child of Odin?
Mm-hmm.
It's Thor.
The answer is Hela.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you said child. Oh my God.
All
Embarrassment.
So
is that the whole thing?
All right, we're signaling Kyle to come back.
My worst fears.
Your brain failed you?
Wait, so hold on a second.
Yeah.
Did you embarrass the show, Rob?
Stop a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh totally. Oh my God. Right.
How's your nerd cred been shred? No, I'm worried.
Seriously. But wait, I don't have to take, as long as I promise to be quiet.
No,
I can listen now.
Yeah, that's right. As long as you can not be like
no commentary, no. Right.
I got this.
Are we ready?
10 questions.
10 questions. The time starts now. What does SHIELD stand for?
Oh. Strategic Homeland Intervention and Logistics Division.
You're missing one.
I'm missing a letter?
Yep.
Enforcement.
Yes.
And Logistics Division.
Yes. Why is Sandra Bullock's character Margaret Tate in the movie The Proposal put into the situation of marrying Andrew Paxton, played by Ryan Reynolds?
To get a job, isn't it? To promote promotion.
It is not. It is for citizenship. She is Canadian.
Oh, that's right.
Wanda and her brother Pietro
Canada.
are from where?
Sokovia.
Yes. What state was Bullock's character representing in the movie Miss Congeniality?
Texas?
Ooh, it is New Jersey.
No, New Jersey.
Pepper
That's right.
Potts.
Oh, it takes place in Texas. It's from New Jersey. Got it.
Pepper Potts is allergic to what?
Strawberries.
What type of work does Sandra Bullock's character Angela Bennett do in the 1995 movie The Net?
Barista?
She's a software engineer.
Oh, okay.
Thor's Mjolnir is made from the metal of a dying
star.
And how do you pronounce that?
First, you pronounce it Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
But it's Uru is what it's made from.
Thank you. Who is the male romantic lead of 2 Weeks' Notice?
Hugh Grant.
Yes.
I was about to say Hugh Jackman. See, I'm still stuck on the
But equally as hot. What's the name of the amulet Doctor Strange wears around his neck?
The Eye of Agamotto.
Who is the firstborn child of Odin?
Hela.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. With
I don't know my Sandy. That's.
Seven
I apologize.
Answers correct on the Marvel Sandy Satmat game. 7 answers correct. Kyle has taken it. Kyle, how many do you think Rob got right?
I would say 6.
5.5.
5.
Yeah, 5.5.
What's the half?
He said the Eye of Amagato, and he was pronouncing it wrong.
I reversed it.
Oh, well.
And very kindly, he said, give me a half point. He said,
Yeah.
give me a half point. Give me a half point.
Yeah, I would give you half point.
I'm not that tough. I would have given it
Can
to
I tell you
him.
this?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. One, I blanked on Shield. Because I knew I wasn't going to get all of them, so I was like, whatever.
Well, my problem also is that there's multiple versions. There's the movie version, there's the comic version.
And I jacked up Odin's first child because first
you're thinking
child.
Thor. Yeah,
dumb.
And I don't know any of the words that I said except the Sandra Bullock ones. But congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you. That was fun. I feel bad for Sandra Bullock and her family. I'd like to apologize to them publicly.
Sure.
It was me. It wasn't her.
Yeah.
Let me say a couple things. About this.
Specifically to Sandra?
I'm disappointed.
It's
specifically about Sandra.
Okay.
I'm disappointed. No hope floats or forces of nature questions.
Yes. Oh, agreed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Forces of Nature is a bag of trash, but Hope Floats is one of my favorite.
I actually know somebody who was an extra in Forces of Nature, so I have a
Really?
special connection to that movie.
And the Hope Float soundtrack.
Oh, Hope Floats.
Yes.
Can I tell you?
That movie
That
destroys
Garth
me.
Right.
When Mae
Right.
Whitman is chasing the car.
Oh, not even that. My 2 things are when her father asked her to dance. I'm gone. And then the second one is when Harry Connick Jr. is sitting with the son, and he said, "Oh, didn't you know? I came here to see you." And I was like, "Oh, come on!"
I think I need a
wrecks me
rewatch.
every time.
No, I just had to throw those out there. Mandy, that was spectacular. Anything that makes
that was super fun.
That was fantastic.
Because I feel super smart and like an idiot at the same time. Because I'm like, I've seen every one of those movies that you said. I've seen The Net.
Yeah.
I've seen Miscongeniality probably 10 times.
Ugh, that's my favorite.
How did I not know that?
All right. This brings us to our lists.
I thought I might have had, at first I thought this was ambrosia. I thought the topic was, and it was tough. And I thought, wow, this is a hard, I got to find movies with ambrosia salads in them. And then I realized it's the same list. So it's cool. I'm ready for this.
Here's another weird thing. Maybe it's part of it always goes along with Mandy's game. I have a prediction for one that Rob picked and one that Mandy picked.
Oh, of course.
Mine are the most obvious ones out there, but
okay. But I don't want. But I don't know how to give it away without. I can. Let's see if I can find a piece of paper. I can write them down.
Ooh,
and if they come
I
up,
enjoy
I can
that.
hold them up.
I enjoy that. Yeah.
Like, what was that old TV show? The old game show.
Yep.
Where you. Yes.
You have to try match answers.
All right. So I have 2.
Yes.
I have one. I know this is my prediction that I know one that Mandy picked and then one that Rob picked. So I'm going to write both of them down.
Okay.
Well,
this
and then when the time comes, I will hold them up.
This topic.
And so I won't be able to do it fast enough, so you know I'm not cheating.
Okay.
Just one.
This
There's
topic
Mandy.
came from the guys doing Memento, which is a movie about amnesia, and we thankfully got to do our lists that involve movies with amnesia in them. I go first.
You do.
I think I got to start. Oh, I know you guys know what I'm going to say, but one of these I think I've brought up before.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go with Overboard, starring Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. You know me so well.
Overboard. First one I picked.
And the kid who thinks he's Pee Wee Herman. And it's a great, fun movie. And then you watch it today with our eyes and you're like, oh, wow, like this is servitude or he's enslaved this poor woman.
Yeah, he's gaslighting her.
It's really shocking.
Problematic. It's problematic.
How much I love it. Even knowing how politically incorrect and awful and misogynistic and offensive, it's got all those things.
But by God, those two have chemistry.
Don't they, though?
You can see why they've been together forever because, man, it's just magic putting those on screen.
Yep.
Did you see the remake?
No. Bite your tongue.
Okay.
Why would I? No.
Oh,
no. So, yeah, that to me is the ultimate amnesia movie.
So on my solo game, I'm 1 for 1.
You are. And I love that you're
That was
making a
pretty
game
good.
for yourself.
Okay, I'm going to go next. Okay, this movie does not get a lot of love. I don't know why. I think it is charming. I think it's amazing. Yes, it is an Adam Sandler movie. It's 51st Dates.
Oh, steal.
I figured. Well, no. See, it was gonna. You didn't have that one. I thought Kyle. Honestly thought Kyle was gonna have 51st Dates.
No.
Okay. I'm just. We're both. Look at. We are both in the same boat on this one. I love it. I always enjoy it. That ending scene when she brings him into the room and it's all the paintings.
Yeah.
Come on. And then it's the Somewhere Over the Rainbow song and she wakes up on the boat and the walrus.
Yeah.
All of it.
Again, I can see people's concerns and they're valid.
Oh, of course.
I can see that there are issues, but yeah, same thing. I get swept up in it too. I fall for it every time.
That is not one of my favorites.
Not one of my favorites,
sir.
but I still enjoy it. If we should do a ranking of Adam Sandler movies,
Sean Astin is funny in that movie as a
he is very
meathead
funny in that
bodybuilder. He was funny.
Yeah.
But
he's not good enough for those kind of roles because he's really good at it.
All right, Kyle. What else are you going to steal from me?
I don't think this is one that I'm going to steal from you. I was sort of looking at the list thinking, like, I'm going to go a little bit further out because I don't want to... There's a pool of... first of all, there's a lot of amnesia movies out there. When I started searching around, I was going, oh, yeah, I guess all these do have that. So I started...
You had forgotten about them all?
If only. A couple of them I wish I had. Or could.
Yeah.
But I decided for my thing, I was just going to do ones I had actually seen. Because there's a lot of one out there that I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard about that, but I'm not actually going to a lot of heavy dramas and things.
Yes.
So this is not a heavy drama. So I'm going to go all the way back to 1996. It's interesting that I have a sort of theme of two, in that I have directors who were married to their leading ladies in movies about amnesia. Unfortunately, the third one I really wanted to talk about, so it doesn't fit the theme. So the two. But we're going to start from 1996, directed by Mr. Rennie Harland, starring his wife, Gina Davis. It's The Long-Kissed Goodnight, written by Mr. Shane Black. It's about an assassin who loses her memory, becomes a housewife, and then suddenly her past catches up to her, and she has to relearn all those skills as her evil group is coming to kill her.
Ooh, that sounds good. I never saw that.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 90s action movie, so and Samuel L. Jackson is in it too, as one of his early, sort of post Pulp Fiction roles.
Oh, and Gina Davis, all the 90s.
Gina Davis as a badass.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
In her Cutthroat Island days.
I didn't see that either, but I think I made a good choice.
Well, there you go. I just got a two fest for you because that's Rennie Harland again. So it's the two biggest movies they made together.
Right. All right, guys. This is one of my. I mean, it's a sappy movie, but I love it. And I'm hoping to steal it from one of you because I feel like it's come up on the podcast before. It is Harrison Ford and a really cute beagle named Buddy. It is Regarding Henry.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You thought Rob was going to say
Regarding
it?
Henry. I picked this because this is one of Rob's favorite movies, but now I got you twice.
Oh, I love that movie.
Here's the reason why that is fantastic. I actually picked that movie on a sat mat 1 year ago, right?
Oh, yeah, you did.
The theme was Spouse with a Hidden Past.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I want to hear what you love about it. But the one thing first of all, it's an amazing performance. But the thing I've always say about this movie, I think we've mentioned this on Marvel Movie Minute. This is my joke. If I ever bump into Harrison Ford, like if an elevator and Harrison Ford's there, I'm going to go.
The Ritz.
Like to whoever's with me, I'm going to go, it's Henry from Regarding Henry. Because because he'll laugh at that, or he'll just come up to me and be like,
you could probably visit him in the hospital and do that joke right now.
Because... now, sir, too soon.
Is he in the hospital?
Too soon.
He is. Unfortunately, our beloved Indiana Jones is continuing his streak of being injured on pretty much every movie he's done in the last 10 years. And unfortunately, he suffered injury. Not as bad as the one he suffered on Force Awakens.
Right.
Thankfully. But yeah, he's currently recovering.
Oh.
So wait, let's talk. So you love this movie.
I love this movie.
Why.
Yes.
I mean, it's like the power of love triumphs over, all of these other things. I love a good kid actor. And it was a Jenna Malone. Am I making that up?
That sounds right.
No, it's not Jenna Malone. I will correct that. Watching him realize he's been taking his life for granted and taking his family for granted, and watching him reclaim all of that was really beautiful. I love it. And his relationship, again, I'm going to mess all these actors up. Is it Ernie Hudson, who's his physical therapist? Am I crazy?
Oh.
I can tell you while you all guys are looking at IMDb that it was written by J.J. Abrams, which I think is kind of fascinating. It's one of his it's one of his first. I think it was actually his first screenplay sale. Was this?
Oh, wow.
This is what started his career in Hollywood.
And is he in it? Isn't there a cameo in it with him? I think there is in one of the scenes.
There is. I can't find who played the little girl, but I know the dog's name was Buddy, and I love this movie. And the end.
1,000%. Totally go and.
So that was another steal?
Yeah, because it was. That is a steal.
Yay!
I'll use my backup. That's the. Nicely done. I'm back in the seat.
You are.
Okay, so I don't know how to explain this one. This one is homegrown because it was made here in Phoenix.
Ooh.
It is the fantastically done animated feature that was made by Fox Animation Studios, who unfortunately lived a short life because they only made 3 movies here, and Titan AE apparently broke it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Anastasia.
Yes.
Oh, can
Journey
I sing the
past.
musical? Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. Of the two of us, wait. I'm sorry. Mandy should be the one singing that, not me.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. 1997. It's a great. It's been made into a stage production.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably get back on the road because I think it was really just in the middle of its tour before COVID. So hopefully it will be circling back. I'm looking forward to seeing that on stage.
But not enough Bartok.
Oh, not more, we need more Bartok.
I mean, more Bartok in the Broadway production. Yeah.
Oh, is there?
No, there's no Bartok in it. That's the problem.
Oh, there's no Bartok?
No.
Well, he got his sequels.
He got a spinoff.
He got a spinoff. So what's there to? Yeah, it's fine.
And Hank Azaria is doing fine.
Yeah, it's true. All right. There we go.
Financially, if not.
I like that. And her singing voice in the movie was done by Liz Callaway, who's a Broadway legend.
Ooh, yes, indeed.
Beautiful, beautiful voice.
All right, so I'm continuing the conclusion of my duology of directors and actors. But this one actually starred in the movie as well. So this is I guess amnesia plays an element to it, but it's actually more about reincarnation, because from 1991 I'm talking about Dead Again, starring Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson, and also directed by Kenneth Branagh.
I love that movie.
It's such a great movie. Like you've got it's such a 90s all stars too. So you've got Andy Garcia, you got Robin Williams in one of his first dramatic roles. You got Wayne Knight from Jurassic Park and of course Seinfeld. It's such a weird, twisty thing about like a murder that happened before and now it's happening again, and like Emma Thompson's character has amnesia in it, and so then Kenneth Branagh's character plays the detective. It turns out like it's a cycle that's repeating again, and you got to pay attention, but it's a really, really good movie. Very underrated, I think.
Oof, I really love that movie.
Yeah,
that's worth a rewatch for sure.
One of my favorite Kenneth Branagh line readings of all time too is "This is all far from over." Like only he can like take just a simple thing and just draw it out.
Yep.
That's that RSC training.
Was there controversy? Wasn't he with Emma Thompson, but then switched to being with Helena Bonham Carter at that time? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, right in that time period, things got messy and weird and.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Okay. Great movie. I have chosen a probably not so great movie that I have never seen, but I remember when it came out. because I think it was Channing Tatum's first venture into drama. He was known for Step Up and doing some maybe 21 Jump Street. And then he decided to make a movie where Rachel McAdams is his wife and she gets amnesia, and it's called The Vow. And I feel like there's kissing in the rain like there was in The Notebook. I don't know. I've never seen The Notebook. But this movie is called The Vow, and it looks terrible, and I wouldn't watch it. But there's amnesia in it. And I think it's based on a true story.
I thought it was based on a novel. I thought that was another one of those adaptations. But I don't know, because I never saw it either. But yes, it does fit the qualifications. So
yeah,
check.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Rob.
I don't know what to say about that. Same too. I know the movie, but I certainly have not seen it. Okay, so here's the deal. I love this movie. This movie is twisted, dark, and someday I wish we could see the original, the director's cut. It's Roger Ebert's favorite movie, the best film of 1998, Dark City.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, you don't watch this movie, Mandy. Don't, no.
Okay, thank you.
It is not, it's nightmare fuel thrown into a vat of gasoline, put on a campfire.
While I agree with you that I don't think Mandy would like it, I don't think it's like necessarily that's scary.
Dude. No, when those people show up, no way, man.
Rob has crazy eyes talking about it.
No, because that's the kind of stuff. Yeah. No, it's a great movie though.
Yeah,
and watch it if you see it again. Know that almost everything you're seeing is on a sound. It's on a soundstage. None of that movie was not shot on location. That movie, like maybe 2 scenes was, but it's incredible.
Yeah, does not get enough credit for like all the stuff it did sort of first. Yes. Like all these other movies that came after, like Matrix and stuff, sort of like did all this stuff, but like no, Dark City was there first, man. Like they were there doing all these weird, twisty, dark, gothic, Crow-esque stuff before anybody else got there.
Yes.
All right, Dark City. Avoid. That goes on my avoid list.
Yeah. So I'm not bringing it home strong, but I'm bringing it home weird because this movie I had to talk about because it came up with the thing. You get a great director and you get great actors together, and sometimes the magic happens and sometimes the magic doesn't happen. So Danny Boyle, he did this weird sort of twisted caper revenge thing with all these. So there's an art theft, but one of the people who was involved in the art theft gets amnesia and can't remember where he left the loot. It's James McAvoy is the lead. And so they get a psychotherapist, Rosario Dawson, to go into his head and help him remember to figure out where he had put the stuff in. It's a movie called Trance from 2013, and it is terrible. I mean, like it's so stylish, and like Danny Boyle is such a great at shooting and angles and putting stuff together, and the plot is so convoluted and strange. It's almost like Color of Night levels of like twisted things. Like, okay, they have a psychotherapist, so there has to be like multiple personalities and subliminal triggers and repressed memories and. Yeah, crime noir doesn't have enough plot points that involve around pubic hair. But Trance was like, I'm going to step up and take care of that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's powerful bad. Like, and my God, everybody is so game. Like they're full on. Like Vincent Cassel, the French actor, is like the heavy. So he's like, scheming and French all over the place.
That's what he does.
They really go full bore for it, but man, it just does not hold together. But it is. I mean, if you're interested in a very stylish hate watch, Trance is your movie.
Well, and if you like art,
yeah, it's like I like heists, and this was like so twisted. And like is this person or that person? And you're pretending to be this person, and you're controlling this person to do something. Yeah, it just gets mild.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah,
we're here for you.
All worth it for Satman. I suffer
I gotta say,
for my people.
It really does make you wonder. There are some, just sidebar.
Yeah.
There's some really interesting movies with James McAvoy in them.
Yeah, true.
that are in this.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. He has
just like, what are you doing?
He has interesting tastes in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. All right. Wow.
All right. Guys.
So Alternates? Anybody have any alternates?
Okay, so, well...
Obviously, Rob, you had to use one.
Yeah, I had to use one. That's all right. No. Well, I will say that we were going to go... Well, okay, we avoided... It's nice to see that Kyle and I both, because we are stars of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I know, I intentionally
We avoided
away.
both of our possibilities in the MCU, Captain Marvel and the Winter Soldier, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. And then there was the obvious Men in Black. We could have.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no.
Or Men in Black 2, because that's a
Men in Black 2.
major
Men in Black
plot
2.
point. No, you're right. Men in Black, I thought too, because they have the thing. But Men in Black 2 like has the character trying to recover his memory.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I had the Bourne Identity. That was obvious. Just because that first one. And one I was going to talk about, but then I realized it doesn't quite qualify, even though I was super excited to talk about it, because I don't think the people who haven't seen this need to. It's called Moon from 2009. Mr. Sam Rockwell is the star of that. He plays opposite Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, yeah.
It's a great twisty sci-fi movie, and as I was like reading through the synopsis, trying to remember it, I'm like, oh, it's not exactly amnesia. There's sort of a memory thing that happens, but not. But I tell you, if you're a fan of sci-fi and you have not seen this, go see it, because it is a great sci-fi, low budget, really intense sci-fi movie. But I don't want to give anything away about what it is if you haven't seen it. But it's really, really good and worth seeing.
Excellent. Well, guys, instead of thinking of a list for the next episode, because Satmat will be on hiatus for a month.
Yeah.
I would like to know, during your hiatus this next month, what are you excited to perhaps watch again? What would you recommend people watch? What should we do when we're sitting around longing to hear the dulcet tones of Rob Cabasco and Kyle Olson, and we can't, unless you go back and listen to past episodes? What should the people be tuning into?
There's a particular genre or type of entertainment we don't talk about on Saturday Matinee. It's sort of outside of our wheelhouse, essentially what we normally do. But since we're in this nebulous zone as we're in our season finale, let's throw some wild stuff. Yeah. And that's stand-up comedy. Of course, everybody right now is going crazy for Bo Burnham's Inside, which I also I've watched it 3 times now, and I see new stuff every time. I'm just blown away by it. So obviously that, but actually it's something I watched with my daughter. She's now getting into stand-up comedy. She's 13, so she's I'm able to show her some stuff and be like, okay, things are gonna get a little salty here, but we can be fine with that. And she and I watched something together for the first time, and it's James Acaster. So James Acaster is a British comedian. We thought he was great when he was on Taskmaster, which is another one of our family obsessions. We watch that pretty much every meal. There've been 10 seasons, so there's lots of episodes to go through. It was great to get us through COVID. But he did a comedy special, but it wasn't just a comedy special. It was 4 comedy specials, all interconnected. So it's 4 hour-long stand-up specials, and it's just him on stage talking, just typical stand-up stuff. But what he's talking about, each one is a standalone, and yet the stuff he talks about loops in and connects to other things he talks about in other ones. So if you pay attention, there's all these in-jokes and references and these subtle things where we would die laughing at it. He just throw all this random aside, and we would die laughing because we remember that's from 2 specials ago from a joke he did about this other thing. It's so brilliant. And actually, so much so that he, I don't want to give away too much because it's really funny, but he has a biography. He's talking about his life, and it's all lies, but he's talking about how at one point he was in witness protection, and he was an undercover cop, and he was a crossing guard, and he sold honey, all these things, and it weaves in and out, and you kind of get narrative. And so much so that my daughter actually, I'm showing the people on the thing, she actually wrote the biography. She actually wrote down everything and in the order it happens, because he doesn't tell the stories in order. So she went through and made the order of what this weird biography thing he did of his life. And also, I know I'm selling it to the weird way, but it's also extremely funny. Okay. He's really, really funny. But there's also this other sort of meta game he's playing with us at the same time that it keeps you entirely engaged. So you're laughing and also paying an extreme amount of attention. Plus, he has a fascinating British accent that I'm not as used to. So James Acaster, cool. It's a set of 4, I think it's called Repertoire. So there's 4 specials, all an hour long each. Highly, highly recommend it.
Where do we watch it?
Netflix.
Great.
Yeah, when you're done watching Inside again, just hop over to James Acaster and watch those specials.
Rob.
my July is going to be spent frequenting the movie theaters. Looking forward to that. Multiple movies. Kyle and I will be seeing a few together, I'm sure. So we've got that. And one thing I'm definitely excited about, I will be rewatching season 1 of The Incredible Ted Lasso in anticipation of season 2, which will be debuting on Apple TV Plus on July 23rd.
Yes.
Super excited.
That's right. New trailer for that just dropped this week too. So check that out next time you're on the YouTubes.
All right.
Led Tasso. You're
Oh, and for those of you who are into the merchandising thing, Warner Brothers has opened the Ted Lasso shop, so you can buy official Ted Lasso merchandise. So after you buy your Marvel Movie Minute merchandise, which you can get at nextreel.com/merch,
Thank you.
then head over to wbshop.com and then find the Ted Lasso stuff, and you can even get custom jerseys.
AFC Richmond pint glasses.
Yep.
Other paraphernalia.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep. Be a goldfish.
Great.
Yes.
What about you?
What I would recommend everybody watch, I've already recommended on Mandemic Mondays, but I'm a huge fan of a show on TBS, basic cable, called Chad. And we laughed so hard watching this show, and we made a deal that when my son goes away to sleepaway camp, we would watch it all again. It is laugh out loud funny, not appropriate for the kids, and a really brilliant actress and comedian from SNL named Nasim Pedrad plays a 14-year-old boy named Chad who wrestles with adolescence and being Middle Eastern in a white area. And she is so funny. He is so funny. It is done so well. And we had to watch it piecemeal, but I would like to binge it and just spend a Saturday with Chad. And I would recommend everybody do the same. I hope it gets a pickup. I haven't heard, but it's really funny and really well done.
I have seen that mentioned many times just in the last week or two.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's definitely worth at least to watch the first episode, and if you're into it, definitely enjoy it.
Yeah.
She's great too. Yeah.
I've heard it's the Ted Lasso of TBS.
It's like a Strangers with Candy vibe, which I was always a fan of, and it's just so well done. She's just hilarious. I'm getting emotional because I'm about to wrap it up for the season.
I know. It's what a season it has been.
Woo. Yeah. This is it. So, as I said, we're taking the month of July off, and we will be back the first weekend in August with a new show. The Next Reel will be kicking off its 10th season with 10 exciting series, starting with 80s comedy with Coolidge and Heckerling. It's a 5-film series looking at Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Valley Girl, Johnny Dangerously. Oh, God, I loved that movie as a kid. Real Genius, and Look Who's Talking. I love that movie. And we will be back with a new poll for that series then. Now, if you want to participate in voting and all of the fun stuff that we have going on here in the Next Reel family, you can head over to the Show Talk channel in the Next Reel Discord community and lend your vote to the chaos that's list picking and movie sabotage each week. But are you wondering? Anybody? How do you get access to the Show Talk channel?
Yeah, how do I get access?
I'm so glad you asked. All you have to do is head over to thenextreel.com/membership and become a supporter of the Next Reel family of podcasts. For just $1 a month, you can become a one-reeler, join our online community in our Discord server, and for a few dollars more a month, become a two-reeler supporter and join us for live streams as we record, early access to shows in your very own personal podcast feed, and access to super secret member channels and Discords and member bonus episodes. That's right. Members get a slew of episodes that only they can hear. Plus, you can now support with a single annual donation at either level.
Monthly schmonthly, I say.
Right? I've got more. Did you know we now have an individual SatMat feed? If you love listening to this show, but you're overwhelmed by the vast quantity of Next Reel shows flooding your feed, you can now limit your downloads by subscribing to our new individual feeds. Woohoo!
Nice.
Yes! Each of our shows has its own separate feed in the directories, so if you just want this and the Next Reel, for example, you can just search for them and subscribe. Or perhaps you want Marvel Movie Minute. You can subscribe to that one too. It's that easy. And before I go, one more thing. Before I have my martini, Letterboxd. They're offering a discount to anyone listening to the Next Reel. Just head to thenextreel.com/letterboxed and you can upgrade your Letterboxd account to Pro or Patron with a 20% off discount. The discount also works for renewals. I did it. That's a lot of business.
You made it through. That's a lot of business.
Oh, guys.
Like, handle it like a pro. Look at that.
Yeah, nice.
In her inaugural season.
This is like the end of my first season.
And look how our girl has grown, Rob. I'm so proud of her.
I had no doubts.
Thank you. I forgot to press record. Is that a problem?
Yeah.
Guys.
Take her from the top. Let's talk about it.
One more time. Exactly the same, though. Thank you very much. You are great sports.
Our pleasure. This was beautiful.
That was fun.
Well done. Yes.
And
I can't wait. I can't wait for Colin to listen to me make a fool of myself.
So luckily, neither of our shows are taking the July off. So while you're waiting for the next Saturday matinee, listen to some Marvel Movie Minute, listen to Curiosity Codex, new episodes of that, listen to Mandemic Mondays, which will be coming on there. So there's plenty of Next Reel content for those of you who will be missing this Matt, as we will.
That's right. Subscribe, rate, and review, and stay safe. Have a great summer. See you next year.
Stay cool.
Be well.